Well, the Raiders are 0-0 for Week 2 of the 2017 season. Well, that's how good teams view each week. They start over. Hello and welcome to Vegas Nation. I'm Bryan Salmond. Now, this week, the Raiders, of course, back in the Bay preparing for their home opener of 2017, and they'll do it as a much more confident club, even if you only consider that they know what they have in place kicker, Giorgio Tavecchio. He's a monster. Now, I mean monster in a good way, of course. Just like I consider Raider beat writer Michael Gehlken a bad writer, as in a good way. Now let's bring in Michael, who was with the Silver and Black today. So what's been the dominant talk early in Week 2, Michael? Is it Lynch? Is it Tavecchio? What are they talking about?
It's a little bit of everything in regards to it being a complete win. It was complimentary football. Giorgio Tavecchio, who did have a monster NFL debut, 4 field goals, including 2 52-yarders, NFL history. No one's ever done it before with have 2 50-yard field goals converted in their NFL debut. All of that came together with the punting game, the kicking game. So that is the talk. It was a complete win, but also each of those phases of the game saw room for improvement when they reviewed the game. So still, this should be the floor for what the team hopes is going to be a even more promising ceiling.
What about Eddie Vanderdoes? I mean, he played very well in his debut as well, right?
Absolutely. Eddie Vanderdoes, the third-round pick, who certainly looks to be a first-round type of impact for the Raiders, a defense tackle to UCLA who, because of injuries, didn't have the finish to his college career that he wanted, that scouts wanted. But the Raiders saw past that, took a chance on him, and boy, you'd be hard-pressed to find one who looked better Week 1 than Eddie Vanderdoes.
The defense as a whole played well as well. I mean, the fact they only gave up 16 points, I mean, I was shocked. I don't know how shocked were you when you saw how well the Raiders played on the defensive side of the ball.
Yeah, and the first drive, you saw the Titans just march down and score, and you wonder, okay, it's going to be that type of game. You saw the way they answered to the Amari Cooper touchdown and thought, okay, we're in for a shootout. But credit the defense. You know, they made Delanie Walker a focal point, and he was effective early, and then they just found a way to take advantage of or to take away what Marcus Mariota liked. Secondary, Carl Joseph really stood out. Did Sean Smith, other guys. I think it was one of those defensive efforts where all levels of the defense stepped up in some capacity.
Thanks to Michael Gehlken, a pros pro. Of course, you can read him at reviewjournal.com. Always a very good read. Now, the Raiders back in action Sunday in the Coliseum versus the 0-1 Jets. It is not a 10 a.m. start like last week. Thank you very much. A few reminders, though, folks. Our Vegas Nation podcast on Wednesday. Listen on iTunes. I urge you. And, of course, social sound off immediately following our Raiders games live on Facebook with Kelly Stewart and myself. Tweet us, email us, Facebook us, and maybe, of course, we'll have you on the show because the show is all about you, not me. Well, maybe you and Kelly. All right. Well, that's just some of the great content at reviewjournal.com. For Michael Gehlken, I'm Bryan Salmond saying see you next time.